Welcome back, Year 6. So this is the second part of your lesson. This is going to talk about other drugs that we have not discussed thus far. So far, not thus far. So this is page 92 to 98 in your textbook. Your lesson objective is to complete a table on the drugs learned in the lesson. So if you've looked in your pack, there's like a table with a list of other drugs on the top, and you're going to have to complete that table. So the steps to success is to learn about caffeine and its effects. So we're going to talk about caffeine, learn about controlled drugs and their effects, learn about sport drugs and its effects, and we'll learn about laws on controlled drugs. So, let's talk about one of the more common drugs that people are addicted to every morning, the caffeine. So, caffeine is a drug that can be found in coffee, tea, I think that's tea, energy drinks, cola, some sweets, and such as chocolate. So this is coffee flavored ice cream. And coffee, uh, I'm not sure why there's caffeine in there, but ubat pun ada caffeine jala, some of them. So, caffeine, when taken rarely in small amounts, caffeine is not harmful to the body. But if you take too much, it can cause sleeping difficulties, headaches, bad temper, and irregular heartbeat. So caffeine it makes us more alert. So yeah, does something in our body to increase our heart rate and to make us more energetic and alert. Tapi if too much, of course life kamuluan alert, luan tabangon, payah jatuh masa malam-malam. So of course sleeping difficulties. If you have sleeping difficulties sudah headaches lagi. Bila kamu sudah kurang tidur, marah-marah. And then as I said tadi, because it makes your heart beat, too much will make it very irregular. Let's talk about controlled drugs. So controlled drugs are harmful drugs that are so addictive and harmful to the body. They're illegal to sell, buy, or use. So, ya dinamakan controlled drugs. Pasal ya dikontrol oleh the law. Mahkamah? Peraturan. So, ada peraturan-peraturannya arah dadahani. So, in Brunei, it is illegal to possess controlled drugs. So an example of the controlled drugs is marijuana. Bukannya marijuana to, marijuana. Or cannabis comes from the leaves and flowers of the hemp plant. So this is the hemp plant. That's the symbol you usually see if ada orang cakap pasal marijuana. They use the leaves sebagai punya symbol. So marijuana affects the way you think. You find it difficult to remember things. So the reason people take it is because it's addictive. Tapi the problems with this is it causes damage to your brain, to your lungs, to your muscles. So marijuana, just like tobacco, you smoke it. That's why it causes damage to your lungs. Okay, next one. Methylamphetamine. So methylamphetamine. Or you can call it meth if kamu rasa luan payah panjang-panjang nama itu. Or some people call it shabu. It is an addictive and very harmful drug. So most of the controlled drugs that we're learning today are usually very addictive. So people who take this drug will feel alert and awake at first. Kan sama macam coffee lah. Tapi the problem is, when the effects wear off, they feel tired and depressed. So perbezaannya with the coffee is that tarus lepas the effect, tarus bis dorang tired, depressed, very sudden change arah bis dorang punya mood ato. And that's very dangerous because that can cause problems in eating and sleeping. And then this drug can cause damage to the brain, liver, and heart. So here we see an effect of someone. So this is before they've ever taken shabu, and this is after long-term use of using shabu. So as you can see there, this person doesn't look very happy. They have damage to even their skin, probably even more inside their body. But this, you can see they're very addicted to the drug. So there are, other than those two, there are other types of controlled drugs. Cocaine, codeine, heroin, ecstasy. So this is cocaine. This is heroin. So all of the above drugs are addictive and cause damage to many parts of the body. Taking too much of these drugs can cause an overdose and may lead to death. So, overdose, artinya bistorang mengambil ubat atu terlebih daripada had yang dibenarkan. So, the body can't handle it. So, that can cause to death. Even if it doesn't cause death, a lot of people who have overdose have coma or decreased functions in the body. So, they may have lost function of their hands or feet. So, this is very dangerous for anyone if they've ever overdosed. So, sports drugs. Bukannya ubat anim what the sports they're used in sporting events. Tapi it's illegal. So, it says here that some athletes take drugs to help them perform better in sports. The problem is that using them in competitions is actually cheating, and there are strict rules against athletes who use them. So if you've ever checked out, if you can actually search the news of people who've taken steroids and they've been banned from competition, so you can actually find a lot of people who have used steroids before. Nobody really looks up to them. So steroids, they can damage the liver and the heart, and as I said, they can be banned from competing if they are found to use drugs. That's why in sporting competitions, athletes are tested for drugs. They do this usually by checking their pee. Pasal the drug residue, they stay in the liquid of the body. Let's talk about the laws on controlled drugs. So in Brunei Darussalam, it is illegal to possess, use, or sell controlled drugs such as the one that we talked about earlier. So it's not just in Brunei, quite a lot in other countries too. You can't use or sell these drugs. So there are harsh punishments if you produce or grow controlled drugs. So if kamu menumbuh macam kiranya marijuana pun atau boleh kamu kena tangkap. There's a policeman. He's showing ada orang growing this drug illegally arah dia punya rumah. So, you can be punished if you buy or sell controlled drugs. So, jual beli nda boleh. Possess or use controlled drugs. Possess ani, kamu pigang saja tu. So, if kamu pigang saja dadah ani sama kana tangkap oleh polis, pun kira bersalah je ni. So, just holding it like this, atau pun kira salah tu. So, punishment for these offenses include fines, bayar duit, imprisonment, ke penjara, caning. So, caning ani kana, di sini berapa sure apa Melayunya, tapi it's a very painful thing. And even the death penalty. So, boleh kamu kena gantung just because of having drugs on it. So, in Brunei, there's people who can educate you about the dangers of drugs. And in Brunei, it's the Narcotics Control Bureau, atau BKN, Biro Kawalan Narkotik. So, they hold regular drug awareness talks at schools and community centers. So, bisa orang boleh ke sekolah and boleh talk about drugs activities and the dangers and the fines. So, bisa orang lebih mengetahui lah tentang the dangers of drugs and it. Your exercise is to do page 66 and 67 in your workbook, and then complete the worksheet on other types of drugs. So because this is quite heavy, I don't mind if you pass it up to me on Wednesday, but please do try to finish it, you six.